Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Trish at Creativemind Creations, and today I'm going to be finishing up the tutorial for the Rolodex spinner, Memorydex spinner that I started a couple of days ago. I posted a couple of days ago, and again, it's this what we're going to be making. So we finished up with this. Well, this is what I got done with. We got the main base done. So basically, all we have to do is put on the tracks for the Memorydex cards to hang off of, and the foam pieces to hold this in place, and then we're just going to cover the outside with decorative paper. So for that, you're going to need adhesives, and you're going to need score tape, 1/4 inch score tape, glue, liquid glue, or whatever kind of adhesive you want to use, scissors, a small pair, a ruler, and the scraps from the last tutorial when we cut off pieces to cover the bases in the side. You're going to need some black foam or whatever color foam that you're going to be using to match your decorative paper or your cardstock that you covered it with, and your decorative paper. So I already made one. I'm going to show you how we made this. And again, you're just going to need your scraps, and this is really easy. You're also going to need your score tool, your scoring tool, or your trimmer, or your knife, and not knife, but scoring tool and a ruler. You already got that. And we're just going to use my scoreboard. And let me see what else. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So first, we're going to be getting one of our pieces that we cut off, and we're going to be making this piece. This right here. And it may look complicated, but it's actually not. It's just a series of scoring and some gluing and cutting. That's it. All right. So you're going to use one of the pieces that you cut off when you covered this part, and it was the 8.5 by 11. So we're going to cut this down to 8.5 by 1.5. Wait a minute. Yeah, 8.5 by 1.5. Okay, well, it's already cut at 8.5, so I just had to cut it down to 1.5. And then you're going to be scoring, and again, all this information is in the description box below. So you're going to put it on the short side, on the 1.5 inch side, and first you're going to score at 1/4. Then you're going to score at 1.5, and then 5/8. That's the next mark after. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me get this right. Yeah. No. The next mark right after your 1/2 inch mark. And then your 7 inch mark. That's the mark. That's right after. I mean, right before your 1. I'm not even in frame. I'm sorry. Okay, again, I'm gonna start over. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. Let me move this out some. Okay. You're going to score it at 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch, then a 7/8 inch, 1 inch, and then a 1 1/4 inch. And you're not going to need your score tool, scoreboard anymore. So you put that away. All right. Now, the thing about these, because these are some really close score lines, I suggest that you do this with your fingers first. You finger press it with your finger first, and then you crease your fold with your bone folder, because sometimes when you got these lines that's really close together, it can like go crooked and go off. So I'm going to show you. We're going to start on either side. We're going to fold these all in the valley, meaning that we're going, the score lines are, so we're going to fold into the valley. And again, I'm going to lightly finger press this first, and then I'm going to go in with my score tool and slowly, because again, you don't want that to your score line to go off. Okay, we're going to do this with the next one. Again, I'm just going to bend it, lightly press with my finger, make sure it's straight, and then score with your bone tool, or crease with your bone tool. Next line, this is the little small area, the 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to make sure that it's straight at top and bottom. Lightly press with my finger first, and then slowly press it with my bone folder. Let me zoom back out. Okay, I'm going to continue on with the rest of my score lines. Then we're going to score into, fold it into the valley. Make sure it's straight top and bottom. Lightly press with your finger first, then score, crease with your bone tool. And I just it's just, again, because these lines, score lines are so close together, you don't want these to not be straight. Again, make sure it's straight. I'm going to press it with my finger first, and then slowly with my bone tool. Because there's been many times when I was on a score line and then it veers off, and then somehow it's not on the score line. Again, make sure it's straight. Just press with your finger first, then with your bone tool. Okay, now we got to fold some of these in the opposite direction. So we're going to start in the, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to show you what this looks like. It's going to look like this. See all the score lines? Okay, now on the both sides, we're going to fold these out. Again, fold slowly, because there's still a chance that they can, the lines can go crooked. I'm going to go to the other side and fold it out slowly with your finger, and slowly with your bone tool. Now, these smallest score lines in the middle, the 1/8 of an inch areas, we're going to be folding that into the 1/4 inch section in the middle. So first, we're going to go to on one side of that 1/4 inch. We're going to fold up that 1/8 of an inch area back. Again, score, and it should be right in the middle, of course, in the middle of that 1/4 inch section in the middle of the piece. I'm going to fold in the other side, and it's going to be buttoned up together, these two folds in the middle. So I'm just going to fold that out. I'm going to show you in a minute what it looks like. And so now these two 1/8 sections should be beaten in the middle at the 1/4 inch section in the middle. They're going to be meeting just right up against each other in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like once you got it all folded. And it's going to resemble like a push pin. You can see that? It resembles like a push pin, like that. You can see that. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, now we're going to get our 1/4 inch score tape, and we're only going to put it on 2 spaces. We're going to put it on the second 1/4 inch area from the edge. and then we're going to put it right in the next 1/4 inch area. That's the one that's right in the middle. Or you can use glue. You can use wet glue, but for this, I really do suggest score tape. I'm going to burnish that down. Now first, again, we're going to fold that 1/4 inch area back into the middle, and it's going to look like this. Well, it's going to look like this once you get all the score tape on. That the 2/8 inch, eighth of an inch sections are going to be folded in again over the 1/4 inch section in the middle. They're going to meet up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the score tape off the one in the middle, and we're going to fold down one side that back into place, the eighth of an inch section into the 1/4 inch section that's in the middle. And we're going to go ahead and just going to leave that. It's going to burnish that down. Burnish this back down so it's not in the way. And so then it's going to look like that. See, this is half of that 1/4 inch mark that's exposed. So you're going to fold in the other 1/8 of an inch into that middle. Again, you're going to fold that in, and it's going to butt up against that section, the other 1/8 of an inch section into the middle. Just fold it in. And then we're going to burnish that now. So now it should look like this, like that. I'm going to cut that off. My score tape is a little over the edge. Okay, so see, now it's supposed to look like that. Okay, now we're just going to take the other score tape off, the backing off the score tape, and then these two, now we're going to score this down. I'm just going to lay this down and score it real good. And then I'm going to flip this little section in the middle back over and score again. That should be good and scored. And this is what it should look like. With this little flap open, you should have that. Let's see. Let's see. Should look like that. Okay, now this is when we're going to start the cutting and measuring of the little teeth. Alright, now we're going to be cutting this or snipping this all the way from the end up to this part, right up under this T. It's supposed to look like, you know, like that. Now you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it because I want this to be pretty accurate. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark at every 3/8 of an inch, and that's what we're going to be snipping out way up to the middle part of this section. So I'm just going to put my ruler down. I'm going to mark every every 3/8 of an inch. Wait a minute, make sure I got that even. Okay. No, wait a minute. Okay. Every 3/8 of an inch. Make sure it stays straight. Again, you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna. Let's mark every 3/8 of an inch. right on the edge. I'm going to lose my spot. If I move it and mess it up, I have two of these rules, and one is kind of jagged on the edge because I made a mistake and used the wrong edge to cut my paper or something. I made a mistake and cut my ruler, the plastic edge. Okay, so it's marked at every 3/8 of an inch on there. You can see that right on the edge here. All right, now you need some smaller scissors. Let me see, I'm going to use these. Now you got to be careful when you're snipping these from the edge all the way up until you're going to snip right over this score line all the way up to this. Now make sure when this is flipped up, so you don't want to flip this and cut this side. So again, we're just going to snip on every mark that you made, or at every 3/8 of an inch all the way up to the middle. Okay, I'm having issues. Again, make sure this is flipped up, so you don't want to, if it's turned down like that, you're going to stick and cut that. So make sure that's flipped up, or your fingers over there, so that you'll miss that and won't cut that. Because I have done that when I first tried this, or come up with this little contraption. Excuse me. And it didn't really cut it too bad, but it did kind of nip it a little bit. So it wasn't terrible, but you want to still be careful of that. Okay. Now this is too long for what we're going to need it for, but so I don't know exactly. So when we wrap it around this middle part, we'll have to cut some of this off. I just wanted to make it long enough at least so it'll fit. You'd rather have it too long than too short. Okay, so now I'm going to get my smallest pair of scissors, and we're going to start in the middle. I'm not even going to do this. Like, I'm going to have to cut that side off. We're going to have to cut it off anyway. So I'm going to start in the middle of my 3/8 inch section, and at an angle, cut it all the way down to, again, that one spot, and make sure again that that's not in the way, because you don't want to cut that off. See, I'm going to cut it at an angle. This one we're starting to cut in the little teeth, and then again we're going to start. We're going to cut from that middle. You know what? I think I need to go back to my slightly bigger scissors. Go back to this one. It's going to see you go cut in teeth just like that. So again, we're going to start in the middle of that 3/8 inch little section you just cut, and go to the outside. And you're going to continue to do that all the way down. Again, make sure that you're not cutting this. You gotta make sure you're not cutting this side. Okay, I'm not gonna cut the last one because again we're gonna be cutting this off anyway, so I don't have to cut that one. Somehow it ended up being a little bit smaller than the rest of them, but this is what you should have now. This is what it's supposed to look like. Okay, let me clean this up. Okay, now we're going to open these little teeth up, and these little parts that's open is what we're going to be gluing to the spinner part of your Memorydex. Just going to have to open all those up, and this is where you're going to need the wet glue at. Now I thought about putting score tape on it before I cut it, and then I had to pull off every little piece off of that. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I think it'd be quicker just gluing it without wet glue. You're going to open this up. Again, I'm going to show you what these should look like. And again, that's what it should look like. You open up all your little teeth. And this is why it's going to bend around your spindle. Okay, now we're going to bring this back in, and we're going to take these off because we're going to have to do some measuring. Set that to the side. Now you'll need your ruler. Now again, this is 6.5 inches. Let me make sure. Yeah, 6.5 inches wide or long. So I can see it. Yeah, 6.5 inches. So we're going to measure in from the middle. Where's my pencil? We're going to measure. I'm going to put this up against this. I'm going to have to get down like this. And I'm going to find the middle, which is 3 3/4. I'm going to kind of mark that. And then from there, we're going to measure 1/2 inch out because these have to be at least they have to be the two tracks that we're going to put this on. This have to be 1 inch apart. So now I'm just going to put like my center, and we're going to go 1/2 inch over this way and 1/2 inch over this way. So this is the center, but this is what we're going to be measuring our tracks. And I'm going to do this a little bit, like 2 or 3 more times around the edge, so we're going to draw a line so that we can make sure that when we glue the tracks on, that it's straight. So I'm going to do this again. Find my center at 3 1/4, and then measure 1/2 inch from each side. And I'm going to do it one more time right here. And then we're going to draw that line all the way around it. Make sure. Let's do it right here. 3/4 inch line. And then I'm going to find my 1/2 inch from that on the side. I think that should be good. So, how the best way you can, you're going to connect those lines. Make sure you can get it straight. Probably should have put another one there. However many times you need to do that, go ahead and do it, but because this has to be straight, or your let me see, it's right there, right there. Your track is not straight, then your cars may not spin properly. I'm just eyeballing it. Just run that line around. It doesn't really look straight. That line does not look straight at all to me. Lines do not look straight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around and make sure that it's an inch apart. So I'm going to measure right here, make sure it's an inch apart. See, this needs to come out. I'm going to erase this a little bit. You don't want to make too many lines that you don't know which one to follow. Again, make sure it's at an inch apart. This line just didn't look straight. All the way around, make sure that it is an inch apart. Now last time I did this, when I did my first one, I just I don't know why this line don't look straight to me. I had it on here like this because I had I think I had put the little sides on to hold this still or in place already. And so what I was doing is I found my mind and I just turned it and I made it and I just did like this. Yeah. I just turned it like this and did it that way and it turned out pretty well. So yeah, so that's your line right there. So we are going to take this off. And I think it's probably easier to do this while it's not on there. So now we're going to get our wet glue. Let's sit down for this. And we're going to start gluing this on. Now we're going to follow that line. We're going to put the center of this where it opens up at right on that line. See, like right here? There's a line. And we're going to put it right on that line. So, because if you see this part right here, it should line up. This part that's coming down should line up with your line. And so, let me see. Like I said, I just made this contraption. I never actually put it on here. So this is going to be the true and tested part. So again, we're going to start at the bottom. Why does it look like that? Maybe I got an extra crease line or something. What happened since I didn't do anything with the other day? I don't know. But anyway, we're going to start at the bottom where your seam is when you put it on the cardstock. And I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to put some glue on a couple of the teeth. Just a little dab. You might want to use your finger. I'll probably do like 4 at a time. Now this is the tedious part, I believe it's going to be. And I'm just going to line this up with that line. up on the bottom, and I'm going to line it up. I'm going to put one side down and hold it for a few seconds, then go around and then hold that one side long enough. Make sure it's lined up with the line. And then we're going to go around to the next one. Make sure it's on the line. And hold it. Let's see. I might have to do the first start with hot glue, which I didn't plug up my gun, or did I? Where is it? But this is not working for me. Again, guys, this is, I put it up. This part is where I did not actually put it on the thing, but I figured it would be better than that wire piece, because that wire ridiculousness was ridiculous. So we're going to try to at least do a couple of these. Put these little teeth on with the hot glue. I'm just seriously thinking about putting on a piece of a, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to take a piece of my screw on that. I'm going to put it right down the center. That's my score tape right down the center. Let me see. 1 minute. I'm thinking if I can. I need to see that line. If I hold on, I'm gonna try a little piece, because we're gonna need to see that line when we put it right down the center. So I'm gonna do a little piece first. I'm just trying to do this, make this easy as possible, because I hate for y'all to like this, but then it's too difficult to make and you won't do it just because of that. I'm not even sure I want to put that on there, because I don't want that to be looking ugly. I'll just put a little piece on, at least get it started then. And we need to, you're gonna need to bend this around before you actually start gluing it on, because these little spaces in between the little teeth, they're gonna close up. And that is why we had to cut those little wedges out, just so that this can wrap around the tube, the spinner part. Okay. My hot glue gun get hot, and I'm gonna be doing this with the hot glue gun. Again, this is why it is a good idea to watch this first before you actually attempt this. And again, I hope it's not too difficult, that you guys, you really want to make it, but then you don't because of this part. Because I'm just really trying to make it simple, easier than that wire in other part, because that was just too much. Let me show you to you again. If you can see it, it's like, oh, let me take the cards off. You can see the glue all in there and stuff. It just doesn't look neat at all, because I put glue on. I said super glue, E6000 glue. Then I put glossy accents to make sure it stays. This is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I can't pull it off. If I pull it off, I'm going to tear the whole thing up to get that off. So I don't know. And then because of glue in there, I'm not like the way it's turning. So that's why I'm trying to find an easier way of doing it. Okay. Alright, so again, we're going to start at the bottom. My hot glue gun is hot. I'm just going to put a little dab. I'm going to work fast with this. I just knocked my ribbon off. And I'm going to put that on there and hold that down. I'm going to push that under there because I got these little spaces in between need to be closed up. Because if you don't, then it's not going to wrap around your spindle correctly. Alright, so again, I'm just going to try to see if I can follow that line a little bit. And I'm just going to lay these teeth in there. Seems to be working. Nope, it's not working. The glue's not holding. I guess it's not hot enough or something. Let's go back to the wet glue. Sorry guys, I guess I should have tested this before I actually started this. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put glue on the ring. I'm going to start right to the line up where I didn't put the glue. Hold it. This is why I need my turbo tacky, because this stuff is not holding like it's supposed to. I love Elaine's tacky glue, but this is not holding like the turbo tacky does. Or if you got the art glitter glue, this might be working for you. Again, this is why this is a two-part video. It already takes ridiculously long to upload a video that's over an hour long. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video. And I'm going to go ahead and finish gluing this on, and then I'll be back when I got this all attached. And if I did use a different method as far as what adhesive I used, then I'll let you know what I used, and we'll do the second one. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. All right, I went ahead and used score tape to get me started, and I put it all the way around the line. And what I did was I tried to follow. I put the score tape right down the middle of the pencil mark, so it was even on both sides. And then when I put the little teeth down over the score tape, I did the same thing. Made sure that the little the center of the teeth that's on the, each side of the teeth, that it was in the center of the I'm pulling off glue here, of the score tape. Now I'm gonna show you how I did it. I'll just get you started, and then I'll go from there. And also what I did, because I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't come off, the little teeth wouldn't come off, because I didn't like that was going, because it was spaces in between the teeth where you can still see the score tape, and I didn't like that. So I cut a quarter-inch strip of quarter-inch strip of the scrap that I had, and I put it down each side of the teeth. I did that on both sides, and I did that with hot glue. And so And then when I joined it up at, where I had to cut it off and joined it up, see, I joined it right there, right in there. I again took a piece of that 1/4 inch strip and put it right over that, so you can see it right there where it's covered that joint. So like a little ridge there. And I put my one of my Rolodex cards on here, and it goes, it stays. Okay, now also when I did this, I was kind of rubbed off my pencil mark, and it doesn't matter anyway, because when I put this on there, it didn't look like it was lining up. So what I suggest you're going to do at this point, instead of using that line that we drew before, was kind of straight right there. I knew that line was crooked. We're going to go around and we're going to follow the center of our hole, for the second hole, and draw a line, and we're going to go by that. And this is just to make sure, you know, even if you drew the line, this is a good way to make sure that it's at the right width. So I started right here, and it was crooked right here, but I think it started good going back up. So what I did is that let me see, I'm gonna lay it down a little bit. Well, I had to have it sitting up. So I take it and I draw it, then I turn it a little bit, start from the middle of that, and then come back, meet my line, make sure it's straight, go up and see it's straight right here. It's right there. So I'm just going over the pencil mark that was already there. So that part was straight. I can see that. So I'm starting from, and it was still like it was straight there. So this also to just make sure that that second line, that these are an inch apart. Yeah, make sure it's straight. Gotta kind of hold it up. Right in the middle. And so like it was kind of off right there, and right there, and I think the rest looks straight. So there's a couple places where it wasn't straight. So now I have a straight line all the way around, an inch apart for Memorydex. So I'm gonna take that off. Now I'm going to show you how I did that. I'm gonna get my score tape, and I'm going to go around, start at the bottom. Well, I guess it doesn't matter here, but I'm going to start right in the center of the pencil mark, and I'm going to turn it this way so I can follow it. So I can zoom in. So I don't know if I can get y'all to see this, but I'm going to see if I can zoom in just a little bit for you, show you how I'm doing this. And I'm just centering the score tape right in the middle of that pencil mark. And when it comes back around, it should meet up exactly with the other end that you started with, of course. And that's another indication that your line is straight. Okay, now I'm going to, it's going to kind of overlap this a little bit. I'm going to cut it off just a little bit. And before I fold that down, I'm going to go for it. Hit the floor. I was doing this. I'm going to burnish this first because I want that to overlap. So I'm going to burnish this all the way around. Oop, I'm messing that up. Let's brush it all the way around. Okay, how come that looks crooked? So it's crooked somewhere. Oh, okay. I got it. Burnish it around, and before I lay that down, I want that to overlap. I'm going to pull it up and then lay that down right over it, and I'm going to burnish that down. You should burnish all the way around, and then just pull it off, and there you have that. Now, this was a pain in the butt, but I'm going to take your piece. Again, we're going to start at the bottom where the seam is, where you put your cardstock over your tube. And we're going to first start with open your teeth up. I'm just calling them teeth because that's what they look like, little sharp teeth. Sharp teeth. And I'm going to open a few of them. And then we're going to put this line right in the middle of that score tape. Line this part up. Line this line right here up with the middle of the score tape. Right in the middle. I'm going to take my nails or whatever. If you got one, you can just reach in there. I'm going to kind of like scratch that down, make sure it's adhering to that, like burnishing it to the score tape. Now, before you connect the next set of teeth or whatever, you're going to you can look at it from the side, and you're going to push it in so that it's like 1/8 of an inch away, and you can also see where you line it up in the middle of that score tape, and you're going to push it in, like closing up that little gap in the middle, and then burnish it down again to the next one, push it in for it's 1/4 inch away. Oh, wait a minute. Tooth ain't open. Okay. I'll give you a close-up in a minute. Push it into 1/8 of an inch apart. Reach in there. Scratch it down. Let's see if I can show you that again. Okay, again. Make sure your teeth are open. I gotta get it open. Okay, you can push it in till it's 1/8 of an inch away from the first set. Say it's 1/4 inch away. Center it into the middle and put your fingers in there and kind of burnish it down to the score tape. Again, we're going to push it in 1/8 of an inch to the last set of teeth. 1/8 of an inch apart. Put it in the center of the score tape and burnish it down. I'll show you. See? They're all like 1/8 of an inch away in there. I don't know if you can see that. And you're going to do that all the way around. Make sure you're centering it in the middle of their score tape. This is a little bit tedious, but it's definitely easier and much better than the way I did it with the wire and the bottle ring, because that was messy. It looked messy. It was just messy. I used like too many different adhesives to get that to stick. And with this, I just used score tape to get me started, and then I reinforced it with, push this in, reinforced it with the 1/4 inch tape or a piece of cardstock, and put it down with hot glue. So I'm going to again go off camera, finish this around. I'm going to come back to you before I show you how I'm going to connect this end up right here. Come back around. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back with, I'm all the way around to the next, I'm connected up to the end. Now you got to determine how many more teeth you're going to be able to put in there, and I'm going to see if I can put 2 in there. Let's see. Yeah, I better go ahead and cut it off at 2, because you don't want to cut it off too short. I mean, I did make a mistake and cut it off at 1. One less than what I should have, so I had to cut off an extra one, and I had to put it in there, and then I put the that 1/4 inch strip around there. So I'm going to cut off 2, and all you have to do Let's cut right down the middle. So I got 2 left. I'm going to cut right here. Let's cut that off. And then I'm going to continue pushing that last 2 teeth in till it's a 1/4 inch away from the last one. Centering it on the score tape. I'm going to push that last one in there and push it down into place. Perfect. Okay. And I'm gonna show you why I messed up. I was telling you about being careful when you cut that. When I was cutting my little teeth or whatever, maybe I can cut that little edge right there, but it's not gonna be a problem because we're going to cover it anyway with a 1/4 inch strip of paper to connect these anyway. But that's what it's gonna look like once you wrap it all around, and it's gonna connect from where you started, right there. That's what it's supposed to look like. So you're going to have a little joint right there. Okay. So we're going to, where's my little strip ones? So I'm going to cut a little strip. And I'm going to find it. Now, and I did put my my card on here. And it works perfectly. It spins perfectly all the way around. So, yeah, so it works. Alright, now I'm going to get this little piece. I'm going to see if I can make sure it's lined up pretty good. I'm going to get my glue gun. Put some glue on there. Quickly get my strip. And get it. Oh, come on. And put that right over top. Have it. Yep, it's coming up just a little bit. Just put a little bit of glue under there. I want to make sure that's all the way down. Hold it down, get all the glue strings out, and there we have that part. Okay, let's zoom back out. And now we're going to cut. Where's my piece of scrap that I had? I'm going to cut another 1/4 inch piece. Wait a minute. Oh, wrong cutter. Cut up a 1/4 inch piece, a 1/4 inch strip. Oh, you're going to need 2 of those. I'm going to go ahead and cut another one. So I'm going to need one for both sides. And one, this is from that same scrap that I cut that 1.5 inch off from the 8.5 strip. We're going to need 2 of them to go down both sides. Okay. Alright. So, let's start from the inside. That needs to go down. Get the other side. I can cut it off and glue it down. I'm going to go and glue it down. I don't think it's going to be that much of a hindrance if it's just, you know, not down, but yeah. It's a little bit wobbly, but it's sturdy. It's not going anywhere. Alright. And I think it looks neater than the other, than that. I mean, if you're neater with it than I am. Okay, so now I'm going to start at the bottom because we want everything, all of the ugliness on the bottom. Even we don't want it all around here on the top. So I'm going to start again where the seam is, and I'm going to start on the inside. I'm just going to take my glue gun. put it up against where it starts at. I'm going to push this in there up against the middle. Let me show you. I hate glue strings. Okay, again, we're going to put it right over the teeth. And make sure you get right up against that in there. But it probably doesn't have to be right against. We just want to make sure that the teeth are down, or covered rather, so they won't come up. Right up next to the teeth. And right, push right up into that center part. And back around. Gonna cut this off. Overlap this a little bit. Doing this, and then push that down. And see, now I got messy with it. I got messy with the glue, hot glue. I want to see something. I'm gonna try something, because there's always a fix for ugliness. Well, not always, but sometimes. All right, where's my Sharpie? Not that one. Just not my good one. Nope. Not that one either. Where is my Sharpie? The good one anyway. Oh, I just have to use this one. Okay. I'm just gonna see if this will cover this up. Yeah. So if you get glue, just take your Sharpie and cover it up. I don't know if you can see it. See, I got glue out right there. Just take your Sharpie and cover it up. Don't look too bad. Oh yeah, that cleans it real good. We'll come and clean it up later, but yeah, I'll just check to see if that'll work. Alright, so now we're going to do the other side. Get your other 1/4 inch strip of paper. And again, we're going to start at the bottom where the seam is. Put some glue in there. We're almost done, guys. Push up against that all the way in there. Now, I put too much glue because it's oozing out in there, but I guess it's okay. Push it up against there, covering the teeth, and that's core tape. Just pushing that in there. This is a little bit of a tedious work doing it this way too, but I still think it's way better than the wire in the bottle the bottle ring. I like this better. Cut that off and put some glue under there. And you know what? I'm really not too concerned about the glue and what it looks like, because once you get the cards, I know we won't even see it when we pay attention to that anyway. Yep. I put enough glue in there. Okay. Hold it down for seconds. And again, I got glue in there. I did one that messy on the first time I put it on. Okay. Now, again, if you got glue or you use hot glue, I'm just gonna get my Sharpie, cover all that up. You can probably see a little bit of it, but it still don't look as bad if you leave that glue on, you know. Yeah, I like it. There we have it. It's good and sturdy. Now, we're going to put it on our base. Just going to stick this on there like that. Again, we're going to center this. Yeah, I like that way better. Now, now we got to center the spindle in the middle. And again, because this base is 6 1/4 inch, 4.5 inches wide, we're going to measure this, take your ruler, and make sure that these two pieces are 4.5 inches apart. And that is about 4.5 inches. So it's in the center. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cover the outside. I'm going to get my paper that I already picked out, and we're going to cover this. I'm going to cover this and the inside. I'll show you the paper I'm going to use. I got this from, it's got some news type on it, words down there. And it is from, I think, what's the name of the paper? Paper Studio? Called 9th Street. I've had this paper stack for a minute. I even have like a matte stack, and I haven't even used it yet. But I thought this was pretty. So one sheet will cover both sides and the middle. So first, because this is 6 1/4, I'm gonna cut this down to 6 inches. I think I want to do it a little bit. I'm going to do 6 1/8 because this was too fast. So I'm going to do 6 1/8. No, wait a minute. No, cut it at 6. Because if we cut it at 6, then we can use one sheet of this to cover both sides and the bottom. So first, before we cut this down to 6 inches, we're going to cut this piece. We're going to cut it, let me see what piece is this. Cut it at 4 1/4. We're going to cut off a 4 1/4 inch first. Wait a minute, nope, cut it at 6. Cut it right in half. Cut it 6 inches. Cut it directly in half. Cut it right at 6 inches. Oh, wrong one. Because what we cut off of here, off the top, we're going to use this piece to go in here. We're going to cut this. I don't want the words. I want the type on there. So first we're going to cut this down. Remember, this was 7 1/2, I believe. Let's see, where's my measurements? I'll just measure it again. 7 1/4. So we're gonna cut it down to 7. Cut this down to 7. Let me make sure. Nope, where's your other one? I'm pretty sure I cut this down at 7. Yeah, just cut it out at 7. I'll cut my other piece too at 7. And then these two pieces what you have left. I'm going to use this one for the inside. Okay, so we're going to cover this first, and what I'm going to do, perfect, I'm going to put this on the inside. No, we're not going to do that because this is on the outside, so, and this is going to be higher, so it's not going to be right. And we want this, keep this where it's at. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ET for a temporary hold. A little bit of stick right there. And I'm going to take this down, or just like temporarily. And then I'm going to flip it over. And then we're going to get your pencil. And we're going to go on the inside. And we're going to trace the circle. Okay. Show you a circle. I'm going to peel that off. And then I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to cut a little bit outside the line. Cut like an 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/16 of an inch outside that line. Go at the smallest first, because then you can, like I said, you want to cut it too much. But it really isn't going to matter at this point because we're going to be covering it up with the foam anyway. This is the part that's not going to be seen too much. But anyway, you don't have to worry about it not being have a border around the hole, because again, it's going to be covered up. So I'm just cutting it right outside the line, not even 1600, just right outside the line. Okay. I see, this is going to be covered up anyway, so you're not going to even see it. You're not going to even see it. Okay. So now we're going to do that temporary hold again. I'll make sure it's straight again. The temporary hold. Guess I should have did this when we trace the circle. And you're gonna trace around this edge too. And I'll do the next time on both. Okay. I'm gonna get my bigger scissors for this part. Where are my scissors? Oh, my other desk. Or no. Oh, I just use this. It's not the best ones, but they'll do. They cut paper, okay. Again, we're gonna, this time, what is that? Good. We're gonna cut on the inside of this line. I might have to do some trimming to get the border that we want. And again, we're gonna cut it on this side of the line, on the inside of the line. Not on the line, but on the inside of it. Have to clean it up. Okay. And see, now this is where you have to do some adjusting. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit more of this side. Now, do whatever with how you want to do it. Did that side. Now I'm going to, I think that's good. Now, I don't think that is going to be good. You know what? Yeah, a little bit more. I'm a little bit of perfectionist. I don't really get too overboard with it, like, but want to cut it like a sliver at a time, because again, you don't want to cut too much. Don't want to cut too much. If you got any like little places where you can see like the, just want to round it off really good. And I think I like that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get my other piece, and we're going to put this back to back because the other side should be the exact same way. You know what? So just check it. Just put it on the inside like this, and it works. All right. So I'm going to put it back to back, so we won't have to go through all that again. And somehow this is not 6 inches like the other side. Let me see. Yeah. Oh well. I'm gonna center it up as best I can. And then I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to trace a circle and the edge here. Have that. And we're going to cut. Let's cut the circle first. Again, I'm just going to cut a little bit right on the line, or outside the line. Again, it's not going to be seen anyway, so it's not going to be that much of a difference, or make that much of a difference. Cut right outside that line. And I'm going to cut inside this line. This is going to go on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and move this down. Ow, I got an itch. I got an itch. And I'm just going to use my wet glue for this. And it's getting all over the place. So I'm going to, I left my glue open, it dried a little bit. Alright, so just going to, now you can do score tape or whatever, you know, you want to use to put this down around the circle. Just make sure it's centered around the circle. Straight. Ah, I moved it. Ah. Moved it. Yeah. Now I'm gonna need some wipes. Wipe that off. Wipe it up before it's wet, and if you got that glue that's shiny, if you wipe it up before it dries, then you won't see, you shouldn't see the shininess. oozing out the side. Alright, let's test the other side. Do any necessary trimming if you need to. And I need to do some right here. And then I want to take this little sharp edge off. I think that's all good. Just a bit of a sharp edge right here. Not too sharp, but I need a little more curve into it. That's good. Alright, so let's pull on this piece. Circle, a hole. And got glue. Make sure you center the hole evenly. Not going to be seen anyway. I'm going to be covering it up. Okay. I should have checked that circle again. I didn't check the circle again. I just checked around the edges. So you can see that there's some white on the inside. But again, no biggie. It's going to get covered up anyway. I'm not even going to see it. Or you shouldn't. Alright. Now, that one piece that I had left over, this piece, because I left the numbers here, there's some no right on that side, but this is exactly the width that the length that we needed. We just need to cut it the width. So again, we're going, this is it is 4.5 actually. So we need to cut this down to, I'm just going to measure this one. I'm going to cut it down to 4 1/4, yeah, alright. Cut it down to 4 1/4. Now, if you want to stretch your papers and, you know, decorate everything, you can do that, but I'm not going to be doing that. And you can decorate the inside, you know, you do the same way, the insides if you want to. Again, I'm not doing that. If any of you made, you know, different things, then you would know. I guess it doesn't matter what side to put it on. Y'all know how to map things if you make mini houses and things like that. Got some glue oozing. Like that. I'm going to and there's that. Okay, now I'm going to get our spindle, put that back in the middle. Nope, I'm trying to push it in and not even pull. Oh, what is the problem? I'm bending my spindle. It's not going in there right because I'm squeezing it. Okay. Okay, we gotta center this. Oops, too much. and we're going to make sure that it is 4.5 inches apart again, because I got one on this side. We want to make sure that these are equal on both sides. And make sure that this is 4.5 inches apart. Still more on this side than it is on the other side. Okay. 4.5 inches. Okay, right there. Now, got 4.5 inches centered. Put it on the top, and it's gonna be 4.5 inches. All right, now I'm gonna mark my area just in case it moves. I'm gonna mark on inside and outside. So you know and see. This is what I'm talking about. I didn't put that paper on there. I didn't cut it down correctly or enough. So it is going to, see how it come out. But again, no problem. We're fixing to cover that right now. Not a problem. Okay. So now this is when you get your foam. You can get the thin craft foam. I got mine. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. I'm just gonna cut a piece, some sheets off of this, and we're gonna cut these. Let's do 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, let's do 3/4 of an inch of this. You cut it and then just rip it. It comes right off. And I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 of these because we're going to need 4, and I think I'll probably get 2 of these out of 1. This piece was 12 by 18. Cut it again at 1/4 of an inch. Going to pull that off, and that's all we're going to need of that. Alright, now we're going to put, grab the wrong one. We're going to pretty much do the same thing here, out here that we did here. I'm going to start from the inside, and I'm thinking, what did I use last time? Well, I used leather, so I used wet glue. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to use on this one. Okay, now the thing about this, when you put this on, make sure that your glue is not touching this part. We don't want this glue to this. We need to turn this. So make sure that no adhesive is touching this part. We're just putting it on the spindle. That is all. So you got to be careful. So what I do is I'm going to use hot glue. Now what I'm going to, again, turn it up, you know, to the bottom while the messiness is. Oh, well, I had to turn it back first because I need to mark my lines first. Under there, so we know where our line is. So I'm going to reach in here, mark my line under there, and again, there's that line. And make sure it's 4.5 inches. Just pretty much make sure it's straight, and then I'm going to mark under here. Okay, now I can turn around. I see where my mark is. Under the bottom, right there. Okay, so first I'm going to put a little bit of glue down. I'm going to put my foam right on that mark. I'm going to push this in because we need this close to this. But again, make sure that you're not getting any adhesive on the outside because we need that to turn. So what I do is I make sure it's pushed all the way up against this, but then I turn this to make sure it's not sticking. So turn it some more. Make sure it's up against it, but we don't want this moving out of place. So I'm going to push up against it. I'm going to this, and then I'm going to turn it. Make sure I'm not adhering it to my thing. And I'm already back around. Wait a minute, let's turn it back a little bit. Take glue in there, push up against it, and push it down. I'm going to turn it, make sure it's not sticking. And then I'm going to come around to the bottom. What I'm going to do, because you can pretty much use your nail to mark where you need to put that off to the joint. I'm not going to overlap it. Just mark it with my fingernail, and I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to just pull it out. Put some glue in there. Push it back in. Push it down. Run it up. It doesn't really have to draw all the way up to it because as long as this is in place, you don't have to worry about it, this part moving. But there. So there's that. It's not sticking. Now I'm going to do the outside. So I'm going to turn around. Put it again. Turn it up to the bottom. Oh, they pull it more glue in there. Again, you don't have to use super glue. You can use any kind of other glue, not super glue, but hot glue gun. You use kind of glue that's good, that works well on foam. Okay, so we cut that off. Now we should be able to use this whole piece, and we have to cut some off to put on the outside. So again, we're going to push it up snug to this because we want this snug, but not too snug. But we want this. This right then I have to go. I'm going to go this way. Put my glue down. Push it against there. And then turn it. Make sure it's not sticking. Put down some more glue. Put it down. Push up against it. Let's move it. Make sure it's not sticking. Again, put more glue in there. Pull it around. Push up against this. Make sure it's not sticking. And back around to the other side. I'm again use my nail to mark it. I'm going to cut it off. Turn it back so you can see. Put some glue there. Pull it around. Pull it down. Make sure it's pushed up against there. Turn it so it's not sticking. Glue. Or I'll pull it up later. Alright, I got that side. Now this is not going anywhere. Okay, now I'm going to do the other side the same way. I've got to find the line. Oh, better yet, where's the line? Ah, I got to measure again. Somehow I think my line rubbed out. Okay, we're going to do the inside first again. Now let's start from the inside. And I got to turn a little bit because I'm not at. bottom of it. There's my line. Okay, put up. Yeah, that's my line. Okay, put glue in there. Basically, what you do is you don't put the glue right up to the line. So you don't have to worry about it sticking. I'm gonna put some more glue. Go around, push it against it. Turn it, make sure it's not sticking. Turn it too much. I'll like put it right where in the middle of the foam is gonna go. The strings. So I guess turn it so it's not sticking. And I'm going to get in here and mark this with my nail. You can mark it anyway else or just cut it off, you know. There. Turn it, make sure it's not sticking. Get my glue strings out of there. Oh, good gravy. I'm gonna get my twigs and pull off the glue strings later, but I didn't get that real good. And turn it so it's not sticking. Now we go to the outside. Turn this around so I can see it. Hit that piece again. Start at the bottom. That can look different. That looks different. What is that? Why does that foam look different? It's black, but it don't look. I don't know. I don't like the way that looks. Okay, so we're gonna push this up against this because we don't want any spaces. So start at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna put glue here. Put the foam down. Push up against this. Turn it. Make sure it's not sticking. Around, make sure it's pushed up against it, not sticking. Keep turning it too much. Bring it on around. Again, make sure it's pushed up against this piece. And turn it so it's not sticking. Back around, I'm gonna mark it with my nail. My scissors. Turn it, make sure it's not sticking. Okay, we're almost done, guys. I like this one way better than that other, though as far as the ring, the tracks. Okay, so it's not going anywhere. Yeah, good, sturdy. Okay, all done with that. Now we're gonna bring in whatever knobs you have. Juice bottles, like let me see, you know, those like those little what's the name of that juice, Ocean Spray, I think. Yeah, Ocean Spray bottles, juice bottles, or the large Powerade bottles, and some other these are all the same size. So if you don't have one the same color, the same color, you can just paint them. Oh, right there. And just slide them on, and there we have it. So these are going to turn because this is kind of tight, so we need to glue these on to make sure that they won't turn. So I'm going to put hot glue. Another glue stick. Ow! That's fine. Okay. Ugh. What is going on with this glue? I mean, there's webs everywhere. It's sticking to me. I wonder. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put glue on the inside of my ring, just like with the little grooves that you use, that screw onto the top, the bottle. I take it and then just push it on. The other one, just put a good amount of glue in there all around. And just push it on. I'm going to let that set for a minute, and then we'll be able to turn it. Let's blow some glue strings while it's drying. Oh, see, it's already turning. Look at that. Now, these glue strings and the glue, you can see it, like I said, you can get a Sharpie marker or even a Copic marker, black marker, if you're using black, or whatever color cardstock that you're using. Use that color marker if you see the glue strings and everything. And there we have it. So let's put on. Oh, I'm loving it. Look at that. Ah, ha, ha. I love my little tracky thingy. It works. That is so cool. Look, guys, I love it. See? I got glue on there. Hot glue. Okay. But that is, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay. So that is that, guys. It's fairly simple until you get to the track part. Now, I'll try to make it as simple as possible. And as far as that's the only thing I can come up with at the time. So I completely understand if y'all like it but don't care to make it because of that part. But if you make it and then you get to this part and you come up with something different and it works for you, please, by all means, let me know. Even though I'm really liking this right here and it works well, it's working really well. It's working better than this because this one actually slides all the way around with no hindrance, whereas this one, it does. I mean, it still works, but I like this one better. It's just another reason because it's got more space in between this area and the spindle. So I really like this. This is oh yeah, I'm a genius. Yes, I again pat myself in the back, breaking my arm doing it. But yeah, I love this. I love this. I love this. This is so stinking cool. Yes. All right, guys. Well, that is that. I hope you like it. I hope you make it. But again, I understand if you don't. But I would love to see if you do make it, and if you have any questions, let me know. And again, if you come up with a different idea that works for the tracks in the middle, by all means, please let me know. And this is really fun. Well, kind of, I guess. Yeah. Well, it's fun now that I've done with it. Haha. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me. I hope y'all have a crafty day. And again, if you make my DIY Memorydex spindle, please share. I would love to see it. And until next time, y'all have a crafty day. Bye.